breaking the chains when healing seems impossible. There's a moment in every survivor's life when the weight of trauma feels like a life sentence, a moment when the whispers of this will never get better seem louder than any promise of healing. I recently had the profound honor of interviewing Vantricia Lott, a remarkable advocate whose work in breaking generational cycles of trauma has transformed countless lives. Her courage in confronting the darkest shadows of human experience has created pathways of light for those who believed they would forever walk in darkness. Through her tireless advocacy and her own healing journey, Vantricia has shown that even the most deeply rooted pain can be transformed into purpose and power. Her insights reveal a truth that many struggle to believe. Healing from even the deepest wounds, including generational trauma and child sexual abuse, is absolutely possible. The path to healing isn't a straight line, it's messy, it's painful. Sometimes it feels like you are moving backward. But as Vantricia powerfully shared, the journey, however difficult, leads to a place many survivors can't imagine when they're in the depths of their pain. Think about that for a moment. What would it mean if the heaviest burden you carry could actually be set down? Not forgotten, never that, but transformed into something that no longer controls your every waking moment? I want to be clear about something. When we talk about healing from trauma, especially the kind that ripples through generations, we're not talking about some Instagram perfect journey with inspirational quotes and perfect lighting. We're talking about the gritty, unglamorous work of facing what hurts most. And yet, this is where the possibility lives. Consider Oprah Winfrey's story. Growing up in poverty in Mississippi, she endured repeated sexual abuse by family members. The shame and isolation that followed could have defined her entire life. For years, it threatened to. The trauma haunted her relationships and corroded her sense of self worth. But something remarkable happened when Oprah made the decision to confront her pain, not just privately, but publicly. She sought therapy. She spoke her truth. She used her growing platform to break the silence around abuse. Was it easy? Absolutely not. Was it worth it? Her life speaks for itself. Oprah transformed her healing journey into a force that built an influential media empire, advocated for survivors worldwide, and funded educational initiatives that continue to change lives. Her openness has inspired countless Black women and men to seek their own healing and break generational cycles of abuse. The point isn't that everyone needs to become Oprah. The point is that even the deepest wounds can become pathways to purpose. As Vantricia Lott emphasized in our interview, taking the first step to acknowledge your pain and seek support can transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. This is perhaps the most difficult part, admitting that something is broken and needs attention. We live in a culture that celebrates strength through silence, particularly for Black women. There's often an unspoken expectation to carry impossible burdens without complaint, to be the rock for everyone else while denying your own need for support. But what if true strength looks different than we've been taught? The Loveland Foundation, founded by Rachel Cargill, offers a powerful example of what happens when we reimagine healing as a communal right rather than a luxury. This nonprofit provides therapy support specifically for Black women and girls, many of whom are survivors of trauma. Black women often face multiple barriers to mental health care: stigma, cost, and a lack of culturally competent therapists who understand the unique intersection of race, gender, and trauma. The Loveland Foundation directly addresses these barriers by offering free or subsidized therapy sessions and building community partnerships to increase access. The results: thousands of Black women and girls have received therapy, reporting improved mental health, stronger relationships, and a renewed sense of self empowerment. Over $1 million has been raised for therapy support with national recognition and expanded programming. This is what becomes possible when we acknowledge that healing isn't just an individual journey, it's a collective one. Let's be honest, some days healing feels impossible. Some days the weight of what happened seems too heavy to ever lift. I hear you. Vantricia hears you. And yet the evidence of possibility surrounds us. Dr. Thema Bryant's story offers another powerful testament to this truth. As a Black psychologist, trauma expert, and current president of the American Psychological Association, Dr. Bryant is herself a survivor of childhood trauma. She faced the challenge of healing while pursuing academic and professional excellence in environments not always supportive of Black women. Through therapy, spiritual practices, and community work, Dr. Bryant not only transformed her own relationship with trauma, but became a leading voice in mental health. Her personal and professional experiences inform her work, helping her connect with and empower other Black women survivors. She has published books, led national conversations on trauma, and shaped mental health policy. What's remarkable about Dr. Bryant's journey is how it demonstrates that healing isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving in ways you might never have imagined possible. Vantricia Lott emphasized in our interview that rebuilding relationships after trauma is challenging but achievable. This is perhaps one of the most difficult aspects of healing. Learning to trust again, to be vulnerable again, to love again after betrayal or harm. When trauma occurs within families, as it so often does, the damage extends beyond the individual to the entire family system. Relationships fracture, communication breaks down, trust evaporates. The pain ripples outward, sometimes across generations. But here's what's possible: those same relationships can become sites of profound healing. Imagine a family where secrets have created walls between parents and children, between siblings, between generations. Now imagine those walls slowly coming down as truth is spoken, as accountability is embraced, as new patterns replace harmful old ones. This isn't fantasy. This is happening in living rooms and therapy offices every day. It's happening when a mother and daughter sit down and speak honestly about their pain for the first time. It's happening when a family decides that the cycle of abuse stops with them. The ripple effects of this kind of healing are immeasurable. When one person heals, they create possibility for others. When one family transforms, they model what's possible for their community. But let's be real about something. Healing isn't a one and done event. It's not something you check off your to do list between grocery shopping and answering emails. It's an ongoing practice, a commitment to yourself that requires patience, self compassion, and support. Some days will feel like victories, other days will feel like you're starting from scratch. Both are part of the journey. What matters is that you keep taking steps, however small. As Vantricia wisely shared, healing begins with a single step: reaching out for support, starting therapy, or having an honest conversation with a loved one about your pain. For Black women, especially, taking that step often means overcoming powerful cultural messages about strength and self sufficiency. It means challenging the strong Black woman narrative that has both protected and harmed us. It means recognizing that needing support isn't weakness, it's wisdom. This is where the concept of the soft girl era becomes revolutionary, not as a trend or aesthetic, but as a radical reclaiming of vulnerability, rest, and self care for those who have been denied these basic rights. It's about giving yourself permission to be human, to have needs, to prioritize your healing without apology. Imagine what would be possible if more women felt empowered to say, I'm not okay and I deserve support. Imagine the collective healing that could unfold. The truth is, we can't heal what we don't acknowledge. We can't transform what we pretend doesn't exist. The first step toward healing is often simply naming our pain, not to dwell in it, but to move through it. This is especially true for survivors of sexual abuse, who often carry the additional burden of shame and silence. The secrecy surrounding sexual abuse, particularly when it occurs within families, creates a perfect storm of isolation that makes healing seem impossible. But it isn't. I want you to hear me clearly. Your trauma is real, your pain matters, and your healing is possible. Today, I'm not just asking you to believe that healing is possible in theory, I'm challenging you to claim it as your reality right now, in this moment. What would happen if you stood up and declared, "The cycle ends with me"? What would shift if you decided that your story doesn't end with what happened to you, but with what you choose to do next? This is more than inspirational talk. This is about reclaiming your power from the very forces that tried to destroy it. This is about refusing to let trauma have the final word in your story. Healing isn't just possible, it's your birthright. And when you claim it, you create ripples that extend far beyond your own life, touching everyone around you. So I challenge you today, take one step, make that call, book that appointment, have that conversation, join that support group. Whatever your next step is, take it. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, now. Because on the other side of that step is a version of yourself waiting to be discovered, a version that knows joy without shadows, a version that builds relationships on trust instead of fear, a version that passes down healing instead of harm. The journey won't be perfect. There will be days when you question everything, but I promise you this: you are stronger than you know. You are worthy of healing, and you are not alone. The chains of trauma that have bound generations before you do not have to bind you. You can break them. You can be free. And in that freedom, you can show others the way. The cycle ends with you, the healing begins with you, and it starts today.